Freedom Radio.
Freedom Global News.
Federal government uncovers 96 sponsors of terrorism in the country. House of Representatives forced to adjourn meeting over non-availability of order paper. Vice President Jumio Simbajo joins West African leaders for emergency summit over spate of coups. And on the foreign scene, United States says Islamic State leader has been killed in Syria raid. Possessing a permanent voter's card is a duty to all citizens. Please ensure you acquire yours. Good evening, you're listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today is the 3rd of February 2022, which is equivalent to the 2nd of Rajab 1443 after Hijri. And now the news in full. The federal government says it has uncovered 96 financiers of terrorism across the country, especially those backing Boko Haram and the Islamic State of West Africa province, ISWAP. This was disclosed by Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, during a press conference on the administration's fight against corruption in Abuja today, February 3rd. He said the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit in 2020 to 2021 revealed 96 financiers of terrorism in Nigeria, while 424 associates and supporters of the financiers were also uncovered. Also, about 123 companies and 33 bureau de change were linked to terrorists, in addition to 26 suspected bandits and kidnappers and 7 co-conspirators who have now been identified. According to the minister, the analysis has resulted in the arrest of 45 suspects who will soon face prosecution and seizure of assets. Still on terrorism financing, Lai Mohammed said the NFIU had intelligence exchanges on Boko Haram, ISWAP, banditry, kidnapping, and other with 19 countries. During the same period, 2022 to 2021, the organization returned fraudulently obtained funds totaling $103,772,102 United States dollars, £3,000 sterling, 7,695 Singapore dollars, and 1,091 euros to 11 countries of victims who came into the country. Lawmakers of the House of Representatives failed to sit today after Speaker of the House, Femi Gbadagbiamila, angrily adjourned plenary till next week. The Speaker, who arrived at the chamber around 11:20 a.m., fiercely adjourned plenary over the absence of order paper. He was also unhappy with the Clerk of the House for not being in his seat when he arrived. The chamber was scanty at the time the Speaker got in with a few members. The order paper is a program schedule that dictates the proceedings of the plenary. As part of their early deliberations, members of the House of Representatives on Wednesday moved to investigate the alleged unfair recruitment process into the National Social Investment Trust Fund by the Minister of Labour and Employment. In a motion by Representative Ismail Tijani, he alleged undue favoritism for persons from one particular part of the country into the agency. An upper Sharia court sitting in Kano today ordered the Kano state government to recall prosecution witness PW1 for recross-examination in an alleged blasphemy case against Sheikh Abdul Jabbar and Nasser Kabara. Nasser Kabara is charged with 4 counts bordering on blasphemous comments against Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, committed the offense on August 10th, October 25th, December 20th, 2019. The defendant was alleged to have made a blasphemous comment against Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in his marriage. The defense counsel, Ambali Obo Mele Muhammad, urged the court to recall the PW1 to be cross-examined according to the previous provisions of Sections 36 of Section 5, 6A, B of Constitution 1999 as amended. The judge, Malam Ibrahim Sadiki Yola, after listening to both parties, granted the application and ordered the prosecution counsel to recall PW1 for a recross examination. He adjourned the matter until February 17th for recross examination. The prosecution had on January 6th closed its case after calling for witnesses. And on the sporting arena, Super Eagles midfielder Wilfred Ndidi said he's not carried away by the praises heaped on him after a fine performance at the ongoing AFCON in Cameroon. The 24-year-old's dream of winning the AFCON was shattered by a long-range Youssef Nsakani strike. Correspondent Sunusi Shaib Musa has details of this and other sports updates.
Indeed, he had 11 appearances at the AFCON tournament since his debut against Burundi at the 2019 edition in Egypt, where the Eagles finished third after a 1-0 win over Tunisia. The midfielder is expected to rejoin his Leicester teammates today ahead of their fourth-round FA Cup clash away at Nottingham Forest. The Foxes are currently 10th in the Premier League standings with 26 points from 20 games played. Meanwhile, former England and Chelsea star Ashley Cole is now Alex Iwobi's best team coach at Everton. Everton confirmed Cole's appointment in a statement released on their official website today. In another update, Premier League club Watford have provided update on Nigerian duo William Trust Ekong and Ogenekaro Etebo ahead of Saturday's trip to Burnley. Trust Ekong has been away on international duty, while Etebo recently returned to full training after a spell on his sidelines as a result of injury. Etebo picked up an injury after replacing compatriot Emmanuel Dennis in Watford's Premier League clash against Newcastle United late September, while Dennis is suspended for the Burnley fixture due to his sending off against Norwich City. In another development, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang said his problem with Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta contributed to his decision to leave the club and join Barcelona. The Gabon striker completed a free transfer to Barcelona on Wednesday, having been frozen out of the Gunners squad. Aubameyang's departure came after stripped of the Arsenal captaincy following a disciplinary breach. Sunusi Shaib Musa, Freedom Radio.
The global news is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com.
Musa, me kake nema a cikin kitchen?
Masoyiyata, ina son cokali in sha magani.
Masoyina, ka ɗauki comics kawai, ka yaga, sha ka samu sauki.
Haka ne fa, ku yi amfani da comics ma duk kai tare. Comics yana da dextromethorphan da guaifenesin. Kawai ku yaga ku sha, ku samu sauki yana kulele in ka sha. Aha, na samu sauki yanzu. Ina son comics. Comics, kamfanin Orange Drugs Limited da ke yin kasuwanci da dilancinta. Maganin zai iya saka kasala. Kun alamar tarin bata tsaya ba bayan kwana 3 ka ga likitanka. Comics yana kulele.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has joined other West African leaders for an emergency summit following the spate of coups in the sub-region. Osinbajo left with Nigeria's delegate early today for Accra, Ghana, for the extraordinary summit of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government deliberating. Emergency discussions in the Ghanaian capital, Accra, was triggered after Burkina Faso on January 24th became the third member of the 15-nation economic community of West African states to be overtaken by the military. Burkina Faso followed Mali, where a coup in September 2020 was followed by a second in May 2021, and Guinea, where elected President Alpha Condé was ousted last September. Adding to the region's turmoil was a gun attack on Tuesday on the president of Guinea-Bissau, Umaro Sissoko Embalo, stoking fears that years of efforts to steer West Africa to a stability and democracy are failing. Thursday's one-day meeting, scheduled to start 10 GMT, will assess the outcome of 2 missions to Burkina Faso following the coup. Burkina Faso was suspended from ECOWAS after rebel soldiers arrested President Roch Marc Rushmore Christian Kabori amid public anger at his handling of a jihadist insurgency. ECOWAS has already slapped crippling sanctions on Mali and Guinea for dragging their feet on commitments to restore civilian rule. Tomorrow's weather